the most difficult thing anyone could do in their life. Purely for the fact that the level of discipline and faith that's needed to make all the changes and stick with it, it's like going through a military boot camp without someone telling you what to do all the time. But there's something I think that's a lot more difficult, and that is to let your life go by without doing everything you can to change things. The motivation I gave myself during my recovery is I'd look back and I'd go, I started getting ill in my teenage years, and fair enough, what does a kid know about health or anything? But I let it go on without as much intervention as I could have done up until 25 years old. So it was most of my life had spent with chronic illness, and I would look back and go, why didn't I search more? Why didn't I do more? Why didn't I try and change more at a younger age? What if I'd recovered at 18? What if I'd done this? What if I'd done that? And I had so much regret. But it wasn't helping my situation. It was just making me feel even worse about everything. So on that day, I was like, right, I don't want to look back in 2 years' time, 3 years' time with regret and go, why didn't I stop at 25? Why didn't I do more at 25 years old? And the motivation I had was going, right, I want to be standing here in 2-3 years' time and going, I did everything I could. I did everything to change my situation and I have no regrets. And that's what I did, and that was my biggest motivation. I was like, it might be really, really difficult to do something now, say no to certain foods. It might be, going to bed at a certain time, cutting out stimulation, saying no to all these different things. It might be difficult, but that regret is horrible. Did I want to turn 30 years old and go, I've just wasted all of my 20s without doing what I feel, everything I could to try and alleviate the situation? And I think that's one of my biggest motivations for recovery, was not looking back and wasting any more time of my life on it. And the funny thing is I got into that mentality, and that was my motivation. I didn't want to look back with regret. And after setting in stone, I will recover. There's no other option. There is nothing in my mind that is showing me being ill in this bedroom, in this house, in 2 years' time. It ain't happening. It's just not an option. And I'm not going to sit here in 2 years' time and look back and wish I changed anything, because I will have changed. I will have changed it. The situation would have been changed. And then it came to a year and a half later, and it had changed. My life was completely different. I had recovered, I felt fantastic, and I was moving on with my life. I think that's important. If you're in a mindset now where you feel hopeless, you feel that, in 2 years' time, I may very well be ill still, or I may very well be sick still. I may, just all these doubts and all these negative points coming into your mind. I think it's important to try and alleviate that. Of course, everything you've gone through, everyone watching this, all the low points are just dreadful. It's understandable to be low, but don't dwell on it, and don't make a habit of it, and don't make a common occurrence of it on week-to-week basis, because you have to always look at thoughts in your mind and your actions and go, how has this changed my situation? How has this helped my situation? And whenever you moan about a situation, or are you ever upset about a situation, that's what happens from it. What is achieved from that is never anything achieved. So I always had a mindset of, you know what, today's fucking shit. Today feels shit. I've made all these changes and I feel like nothing's happening. But in 2 years' time, whatever it was, this will be over. And you know what? I'd look at the grateful things I had to be grateful for. You know what? I wasn't born in Africa. I wasn't killed at birth. I didn't have a disability where I couldn't use my legs. You know, just I'd reel off all these different things to be grateful for. Maybe watch some YouTube videos of people that are, you know, there's a guy on YouTube and he was born without any limbs, and he's the most confident, what's the word? Just a beam of light. And I thought, fucking hell. You know what? I have my limbs. You know what? I have my limbs and I have a chance to change this. I have a chance to get my life back on track. I have a chance to do that. And you have a chance to do that. And not everyone has a chance to do that. So I'd focus on that. I'd be like, you know what? I have a chance to change this. At least I have a chance to change this. What if you were sat here and you had no chance to change it? That was it until the end of your time. It's a sad thought, and I wasn't in that position, and you most likely aren't either. So stop being negative, stop being a victim, stop telling yourself how dreadful your situation is, and try your best to change things. Rambled on a bit, but hopefully it helps people. It's all about getting in the right mindset. Because when I dedicated myself to recovery, there was no other option. Recovery. It wasn't when I was going to recover. It was when I was going to recover. That was in my mind. I will recover in X amount of time. But I will recover. There was no two ways about it. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And people are asking me where I am at the moment. I'm in Turkey. This is my last day today, but it's been a really nice break. I'll give you a little bit of a view before I close the video off.